It is here, guys, the conclusion to the DC Rebirth Justice League storyline. We've been mentioning a great dark evil, something that is going to be attacking the planet that will put the entire universe into jeopardy. Well, it's time for us to explore that concept as we meet the children of the Justice League. In the ruins of New York City, a group of 6 children, all wearing the clothing of heroes past, prepare to make their final stand against the person who brought this destruction, Sovereign. As they prepare to move, the leader Hunter asks if there's any signs of Curry, and Cube tells him that he scanned the area and he couldn't detect anyone cloaked. From the waters, the girl Serenity jumps up to the ledge, telling Hunter that he better be right. Tempest's forces will overrun Atlantis now that she is gone, and Cruz tells her that they all know what's at stake here. There's no way to go back if they do this. Hunter looks out at the darkness, stating that it's spreading. They have to stop this no matter what. And the 6 put their hands together, stating that they will do this because they are family. Just then a boom tube opens up, and Arthur Curry jumps out, shouting for everyone to get away. Cube stumbles back, stating that it's like seeing a ghost wearing his father's corpse. Cruz says that she will handle this, and as she runs up, Arthur Curry releases a temporal grenade, slowing her down, slamming her to the ground. Hunter then lunges in, but as he misses, Arthur Curry punches him in the gut, telling him, "You are in over your heads. You have to stop this before I have to kill you." Before Arthur can attack again, the twins, Jenny and Jason, use their red and yellow lantern lights to hold Arthur in place long enough for everyone to get back up. They then notice that Arthur is wearing a dark ring, and then everything around them begins to fade to black. Serenity is using her magic to distort the darkness and quickly teleports everyone across the globe to their target location. After checking on everything, Hunter says they need to hurry. They made a lot of noise and Sovereign will be coming for them. The group presses on towards the destroyed Infinity Core building, and Cube says that he can hear them singing. They're almost there. Once inside, Cube taps into the computer system, stating that he can hear them, though it's a bit faint. Seconds later, a screen lights up and Vincent appears, telling everyone that it looks like they got his message. They're all grown up now. The Stones know what to do. Take you where you need to go. Save us. Just as the distorted video ends, Sovereign herself appears in a fiery blaze, shouting, "You should not have come here!" Serenity tries to hold her back, telling the others that they need to hurry and do whatever it is that will make those stones sing again. And Sovereign jumps through the magic, stating that she has claimed the powers of Olympus and exiled her former gods. "Who are you to stand against me?" Serenity yells back that she is Eldoris Curry, Queen of Atlantis, and to that, she is no pushover. Moments after Hunter joins the fight, a bright light shines as a portal opens up and Cube yells that it's now or never. And one by one, the children escape. The present-day Midway City, the Justice League look over the recent battle that has left the city mostly destroyed. Cyborg scans one of the people, stating that it's the same pattern as before. These people were given significantly enhanced strength and they fought each other. Diana says that she has seen this too often: religion, politics, pursuit of power. She left her home to stop this, and every day she has failed. They have to stop this. Cyborg tells her that he's pretty sure they can't impose their will on the world. It would make them no better than the villains that they fight. And just then a ring of light appears before the group, and suddenly the 6 children from before fall out. Diana draws her sword, asking, "Who are you?" And Cruz jumps up, stating that they are their children from the future. Their world is destroyed and it's all their fault. Later, at the Watchtower, Cyborg tells everyone to sit tight. He's going to run a deep tissue analysis to figure this all out. And Diana asks how can they claim to be their children. She doesn't remember giving birth. Hunter tells her that it's because it all happens 22 years from now. While Mara meets her daughter Serenity, Jessica Cruz and Barry Allen learn that they actually have 3 children. Barry says, "Wait, I had 3 kids with Jessica, not Iris?" Cruz tells him that her name is actually Nora Allen, named after Grandma. That should mean something, right? But while everyone talks, Clark quietly asks Diana what's wrong. She hasn't said anything. She spitefully points to Hunter, stating that there's something about him. Is she his mother? Hunter snaps back that he knew that she would be like this. He's not sure why he even expected anything different. Diana asks, "Why are you so angry? What have I done to you?" And Hunter yells, "Nothing, absolutely nothing. You took one look at me and abandoned me the minute that I was born, all because I wasn't a girl. Not an Amazon like you." He grabs onto the lasso, telling her, "If you don't believe me, go ahead and use this. Face the truth." She turns away, telling him that he's not lying. He is telling the truth. And as the results come back, Cyborg says that the readings back up what they are stating. There definitely are their children, which means Cube here is his son. Simon then says that he doesn't want to sound weird or anything, but aren't any of them, well, his? Jason tells him no, actually. He ends up leading the Yellow Lanterns after he kills Sinestro. Superman says that he supposes they have to believe them, but now that they know who they are, why are they here? Cube tells Cyborg that it might be a bit quicker if they just sync up their information over the last 20 years. As the two connect, Cyborg sees the last 20 years in an instant, and he says that he has to tell them, show them what happened. Projected images begin to appear, and Cube says that they all grew up together, and just as they were coming of age, there was a war. A superhuman war. It was the most brutal war the world has ever seen, unleashed by a darkness that nobody has ever felt before that. They were all hidden away in Olympus, told that this was only going to be for a little while, but no one ever came back for them. Serenity eventually claimed her throne in Atlantis, while everyone else tried to bring hope back to the world. And that's when Sovereign appeared and took Olympus. Even though it was Sovereign's world, it may as well have been Apocalypse. So using the last Forever Stones and Vincent's help, they came here to find them. Jessica hugs her children, stating that that's no life for any child. And Superman tells everyone that there will be enough time to talk. I'm pretty sure you're all tired and hungry. While everyone begins to go their separate ways, Diana is left alone, angry. Meanwhile, down in the Batcave, Batman continues his research on the Kindred and the song that they left behind. As Cyborg said before, there is a pattern, a signal causing all of this to happen. If you're curious about that, that's the entire Justice League DC Rebirth playlist. All of that leads to this. The computer system Genie says that she has received Cyborg's data from Midway City, and it would seem that the signals are all still transmitting. Batman tells her to go ahead and forward all of the information that he just found back over to Cyborg, and Genie says that she's trying, but the transmission is being jammed. Would him and Aquaman like to play a game? Batman asks, Aquaman? And suddenly 2 smoke canisters are thrown at Batman's feet. Before he could even have a chance to react, he's thrown into the terminal and a mechanical arm shoots through, punching him in the face. As the smoke clears, the future Arthur Curry stands over Batman's body, blood dripping from his arms, telling him, it's been a long time. I'm gonna have to borrow some stuff. While Hunter, Diana's son, begins to stay with the Kent family, all the other children spend time with their soon-to-be parents. With no children of his own, Simon returns to Midway City to help with the quarantine of the people who were infected by the darkness. He moves through the bodies and he begins to hear something telling him, here, like before, different, find, grow, feed, feast. Back with Hunter, Superman tells him that he's sorry if the clothes don't exactly fit, but Hunter looks at the room, stating that this used to be his room. He lived here when Diana, well, he can remember everything about it. The bed sheets, the toys, the smell, everything. Hunter sits in the bed and he tells Superman, thanks. But before he can leave, he turns back asking, when the darkness takes over, what happens to John? Hunter tells him that John is just a little bit older than he is now, but he died by his father's side fighting. Superman then asks, what about Lois? And Hunter hangs his head, telling him, I'm sorry. Silence fills the room and Superman places his hand on Hunter's shoulder, telling him that they will beat this. They will find a way. Hunter looks up, telling him that they couldn't before, not when the Kindred already sang. If they could, why didn't they stop it then? Superman says that they did. They saved everyone almost. They did the best that they could with what they knew at the time. They stopped the Purge, stopped the world-breaking machines, and they stopped the Kindred. Hunter tells him, right, but they sang. That song doomed the world. You should have destroyed the Kindred. That's what we came here to do. Superman tells him, that would have killed thousands of innocent men and women. If I raised you, then you should know that you should never make that choice, even knowing what you know now. Meanwhile, up in the Watchtower, Diana goes over the old files of their encounter with the Kindred and how she was taken in by them. They told her that soon she will know who she is, and Diana begins to question if maybe the war started with her. Back over at the Kent house, just before Hunter goes to bed, Cube sends him a message. He tells him that he was connected to the Watchtower, listening everything that Diana was saying. Hunter tells him that if she's just now realizing this, then there's still a chance to save the world. They have to kill Wonder Woman. The next morning, Superman wakes up feeling weak. Lois runs over asking him what's wrong, and he struggles and he manages to say, kryptonite. Before she could finish asking where, Arthur Curry boom tubes in, stating, here. And he slams a red solar flare down, telling Superman, this is courtesy of Bruce. He was well prepared to take you all down. Arthur begins beating Superman with the kryptonite stone, and Lois grabs a bat and breaks it over Arthur's back. As she tries to hit him, he catches the next swing, telling her, don't make me hurt you. None of this is your fault. The longer Lois looks, the sooner that she realizes that this is Arthur Curry, Aquaman. But before she can ask why he would even do this, he throws her into the wall and he picks up Superman's body and he leaves. Meanwhile, over in Nova Scotia, where the League fought the Kindred, Diana stands there in the rain, thinking how the Kindred sang their song, sending a signal, but to whom? Over in the woods behind her, though, Hunter and the others gather, and Nora asks if he's sure about this. Hunter says that she gave birth to him, but she is not his mother. Serenity is coming, and this is their only chance. Back in the field, Diana quietly listens to the kids, stating that she really doesn't want to do this. Without warning, Jenny and Jason fire their beams at Diana, but as Nora runs in to grab her, Diana grabs her with the lasso. She then knocks away the blast of the two twins, and then she's thrown to the ground by Hunter as he shouts, I will kill you! She tells him, don't make me do this, I will defend myself. And Hunter tells her, go ahead and bring it on. I've waited years for this. Over in Central City, Jessica and the Flash wake up to find their children already gone, but then something breaks through their window. Seconds later, Arthur bursts in, and when the temporal grenade goes off, Arthur looks at the Flash, telling him, it's amazing that you can even still move. And while he negates Jessica's ring, Arthur holds out his mechanical arm, stating that the grenade will wear off in 3, 2, 1. As soon as the speed catches back up to the Flash, he runs face first into the mechanical arm, falling to the ground. Jessica begins to see what's happening and asks, wait, Aquaman? Arthur pulls back his fist and he tells Jessica, it's lights out for you. Back in Nova Scotia, the the fight with Diana continues, and Hunter tells Cube to get the boom tube ready. As the portal opens, everyone is sucked in, and then they are thrown out into Midway City. Hunter gets up asking, "What the hell? Where are we?" And Cube tells him he's not sure. Some weird interference brought them all here. As they look up, they see Simon's containment field and the darkness within building up. Everyone begins to state that it's already here, and at that time, Simon turns back, releasing the field. The darkness soon begins to spill out, all pouring out onto Diana. And over in Amnesty Bay, Serenity and Mara sit watching the sun rise. As Serenity says some of her happiest moments were sitting here. Mara then asks, how is it that Arthur died? But rather than answer that, Serenity tells her that she died fighting until the very end. Mara then says, well, this is the kind of life that we lead. At least I got Arthur back. You're proof of that. Serenity gets up and Mara asks what's wrong, as Serenity says that she didn't want to tell her. But Dad didn't die. It was worse. As Mara reaches out for her, Serenity's words trail off and she asks, how? He shouldn't be here. From the shadows, Arthur steps out and Mara turns to him. Serenity shouts to get away from him. She will kill him if she has to. And Mara tells her, wait, this is your father. Why would you? Serenity yells, he stopped being my father a long time ago. You died because he wasn't there, and now he's with her. Mara touches Arthur's face, asking if he's here to hurt them. Is he gonna try and kill them? And Arthur closes his eyes, telling her, no, never you, but I'm sorry. He presses the button and a portal opens up, bringing Sovereign to their time. And he says, Sovereign has come to reclaim everything that she lost. She will burn the world to find it. Back at Midway City, the darkness runs through Diana, filling her head with thoughts. Tear them apart. Feel them bleed. Feel them die. As Steve Trevor goes to check on Diana, Simon steps in, stating, I don't want to have to kill you, but the voices are telling me I do. I have to make you scream. Jenny and Jason bring out the red and yellow light to counter Simon's green, and while the army starts to point their guns at him, Steve tells them all to stand down. Hunter tells Steve that this is the darkness. It wants us to kill each other. That's what it does, and that's what it did to the entire world. But this is all wrong. It wasn't supposed to happen yet. And Cube says, yeah, we were born years from now, and we grew up before any of this even started. And Steve tells them, from my experience, folks coming from the future to fix things usually ends up making them worse. Jenny asks, what, you think this is our fault? And Steve says, you all tumbled in here and this just happened, so yeah, it's probably you. As the voices begin to fill Diana's head, she tells them all, I will kill you all, but not Hunter. My child, nurture him, kill the rest. Diana begins to get back up, telling Steve that she can't hold back that darkness any longer. It is consuming her. It came with the children from the future. It was already here, but knowing its own future, it became stronger. They've already failed once and all died, but Hunter, keep him safe. Steve asks, why? Is it because he's your son? And Diana says, it's because he's the only one that it doesn't want me to kill. Seconds later, a loud boom can be heard and Sovereign jumps down, knocking the army away. Right behind her, Serenity, Mara, and Arthur all jump out, and as Arthur tells Serenity to not get involved, Serenity pulls her arm away, telling him that they are her friends. They are more of a family to her than he ever was. As she runs in to fight, Mara says they're children. She can't stand by and watch. Can you? Arthur watches as everyone fights, and then he sighs. Damn it. But while it all happens, Simon begins to feel the darkness fading from him, and when he gets a chance, he breaks free of its control. He shouts for everyone to listen up, coordinate their attacks, and make it count. Let's make your parents proud. Elsewhere in the Black Void, the Flash opens his eyes, stating, okay, where the hell am I? Cyborg looks around asking, what just hit us? And Jessica says, someone that looked like old Aquaman wearing Cyborg's body. Cyborg begins to pull up his systems, and after a quick scan, he says that it looks like they're in a pocket of folded space inside of a boom tube wormhole, which he should be able to get them out of. But first, there's something, a message from him, from the evil Aquaman. The video plays, and Arthur tells them that Sovereign wanted them dead. She thought that they'd stand in her way, but he is not the man that he was when they knew him. The world went to hell and him along with it. And when he came back and saw everyone again, he felt something that he hadn't felt in so many dark years, and that was hope. Sovereign has to be stopped, but there is only one life in this world that matters to her. Back at the fight, Sovereign holds everyone back as she rips into Simon's stomach. Diana screams for him to stop, but Sovereign slams her glaive down, blasting everyone away. As the smoke clears, she walks up to Diana, taking off her mask, and everyone looks at Sovereign, asking, is that Hippolyta? And Hunter says, I didn't even know that. Just then a boom tube opens, and out come the four trapped heroes, and as Hippolyta touches Diana, the darkness begins to spread. The voice tells Diana to bring her friends into the darkness. They will take away their compassion and reason, let hatred and violence rule their thoughts as they now rule herself. Now go, kill everyone in the whole world. Diana begins to lash out, but it's at Hippolyta. Hunter tells Steve to get his men out of here. They don't have the power to stop the Justice League. And Steve asks, and what? You do? Serenity tells him, you better hope we do. The voices ask Diana what kind of a mother was she for her. Hippolyta killed so many in her name. Hate her! Diana punches Hippolyta down, taking her glaive and holding it above her head, and as she brings it down, Hunter jumps in, blocking the attack. Everyone begins to fight, struggling with their own parents, save for Superman and Arthur Curry. As Arthur tries to reason with Superman, Superman grabs the arm that is mostly mechanical and rips it off. Just then, the Batplane flies over, and from out of it, Batman jumps out with a red solar flare. He slams it on the ground, telling Superman that Lois sent him to bring her husband back. And I damn well am going to, even if it kills me. As Mara starts to overpower Serenity, Serenity shouts that Arthur killed her. That's why she banished him from the water. Mara doesn't listen and instead goes into attack again, but before she could, Arthur throws himself in Mara's path. Mara's trident stabs into Arthur, and he tells Serenity, you need to get out of the way. Serenity blasts Mara away, asking why, and Arthur tells her it was because it was either one or the other. The darkness took us all so deeply there was no way back. Your mother was going to kill you, and that's why I had to stop her. I couldn't save Mara, but I wasn't going to let it take my daughter. I was damned every day since. Before the two could properly reconcile, Mara gets back up, stabbing into Arthur, shouting, I've always hated you! Over with Jenny and Jason, they hold Jessica back, shielding her from getting to Simon's body. But Jenny says that she can't hear Simon breathing. Maybe if he goes black and she goes white? Jason then asks, what, black and white? Death and life? Rebirth? At that moment, Simon gasps for air, and the green, white, and black light push Jessica away. Back with Hunter now having the glaive, he beats into Diana and gets ready to deliver the final blow. Hippolyta tells him to wait. He doesn't know why she abandoned him so long ago. The darkness had infected her. She felt it. It conceived him. It whispered to her that you would be its embodiment, the new dark power hunter. Diana had given you up to save you. She held back the darkness long enough to give you to the people that she trusted the most, knowing that she was going to infect the world, the purpose that the kindred have given her. She took her own life by her own hand, but it was already too late. She abandoned you out of love. This darkness is all the hatred, the fear, the rage, the intolerance that lies in the hearts of people who these heroes are here to protect. It took my daughter from me, and I've hated the world for it ever since. Hunter helps Hippolyta up, asking, how do we save her then? We couldn't beat the darkness in the future, and it's stronger here than it was there. Then, a bright indigo light shines, and the twins rise above everyone. Jenny tells them, compassion. There is no anger, just compassion. No intolerance, only forgiveness. No hate, only love. Suddenly, the darkness lifts out of everyone, contained in a ball of pure hate and vile rage. And as everyone gets up, they ask, what are they gonna do with it? Hippolyta gets up, stating that she's sure that they can't destroy it. It might be contained in someone who is strong enough to hold it, though. So she will be the one to do so. She will hold the darkness. Diana tells her to wait, but Hippolyta says that she must. After all she's done, she is saved, and now maybe the future. But she has to do this. She just doesn't think she can do it alone. Arthur then stands up, stating that she won't be alone. And Serenity says, wait, I just got back my father. But Arthur kisses her in the forehead, telling her, go home, all of you. You just might find what you've been looking for. Jenny and Jason push the darkness into both Hippolyta and Arthur, and Superman asks, where will you go? Arthur tells him that they will leave by boom tube to nowhere, forever. Hippolyta looks back, telling Diana that she is so glad that she found her again. She loves her so much. And 1 week later, the heroes and the kids gather at Amnesty Bay to say their final goodbyes after taking some time to recover. Mara hugs Serenity, telling her that she will miss her, even if it's only for a few years. And Flash tells Nora and the twins that, of course, they won't cease to exist. They already exist now. Alternate timelines, divergent futures, it's all good. You either will exist for us or you won't, but you will exist for yourself. Diana tells Hunter that if she's there in the future, give her a chance. And he says that he is blessed to be her son, and hopefully he'll remember how proud he feels right now. As everyone gets ready, Jenny asks, do they really think the future will be any different? Jessica tells her that's why they keep fighting. With that, the ring of light appears and the children are gone. And Batman asks, what about you? Do you think the future will be any different now? The Superman tells him, it's out there waiting for us. So let's go find out. And there you have it, the conclusion to the DC Rebirth storyline for the Justice League. Now, in my opinion, it wasn't a horrendous story, but it could have been a lot better. It should have been more epic, being that it was the Justice League. And hopefully, maybe eventually we'll see the children of the Justice League again. I think it'd be kind of cool if that timeline somehow brought the kids back to the current day, and they all became like the Young Justice League. Maybe copying the Young Avengers idea, but whatever, we could see more of those kids. That would be kind of cool. I would like to see that. What about you? Would you like to see more of the kids of the Justice League, the children? And don't forget, you can subscribe to our channel to keep up to date on your favorite comic books, and you can click right over here for something else from DC Rebirth, right over here for something from Justice League, and I will see you next time right here at Comicstorian.